Have you ever wondered what the very first glimpse of our world looked like through a lens? Before pixels, before smartphones, there were moments frozen in time that changed history forever. Today, we're taking a journey back to the roots of vision, from the oldest photograph ever captured to the first image that birthed the internet. Get ready to see the world like you've never seen it before. These are the 50 photos that started it all. Number 1. The world's first photograph captured by Joseph Nicephore Niepce in 1826. Using a technique called heliography, he took this image from an upstairs window at his estate in Burgundy. Because heliography creates one-of-a-kind images, there are absolutely no copies of this original masterpiece in existence. Number 2. The first self-portrait ever captured in 1839. This image of Robert Cornelius is believed to be the world's very first selfie. Taken in Philadelphia, Cornelius had to sit perfectly still for over a minute before finally covering the lens. Number 3. The oldest person ever to be captured on film in 1840. Born in 1746, Hannah Stilley is likely the earliest born human being ever to have their image recorded. Think about that. She was already 30 years old when the United States was founded, and we can still look into her eyes today. Number 4. The first photograph of a woman captured in 1839. After the daguerreotype was invented, Dr. John W. Draper made history by photographing his sister, Dorothy Catherine Draper. To create this historic image, Dorothy had to sit perfectly still for 65 seconds without even blinking at a studio in New York University. Number 5. The very first photograph to ever capture a human being, taken in 1838. Louis Daguerre, the inventor of the daguerreotype, captured this scene at the Place de la République. The exposure lasted for 10 minutes, causing almost everyone on the busy street to disappear. But if you look closely at the bottom left, you can see the faint silhouettes of two people, a man getting his shoes shined and the person doing the work. They stayed still long enough to become legends in history. Number 6. The first smile ever captured on camera, from 1853. In an era where everyone looked stern and serious, this young man named Willie broke the mold. Looking at something interesting off camera, he let out a fleeting smile that was recorded forever. According to experts at the National Library of Wales, this is the earliest known photograph of a human smile. Number 7. The first faked photograph in history, from 1840. This image was created by Hippolyte Bayard as a staged act of rebellion. Both Bayard and Louis Daguerre fought for the title of Father of Photography. When the French government recognized Daguerre instead, Bayard was furious. In protest, he created this image of himself as a drowned man, claiming he had committed suicide because of the rivalry. The original hoax, born from a broken heart. Number 8. The oldest surviving image of New York City, from 1848. This daguerreotype shows the Upper West Side of Manhattan looking more like a rural farm than a concrete jungle. In 2009, it was sold at Sotheby's for over $62,000. Sadly, the true first photo of New York, an image of a Unitarian church, has been lost to history. Number 9. The first photograph ever taken of the moon, in 1840. This daguerreotype was captured by John W. Draper from his rooftop observatory at New York University. While the image has suffered severe damage over time, it remains a monumental achievement, the very first time humanity captured a celestial neighbor on film. Number 10. The oldest photograph ever taken in the United States from 1839. Captured by Joseph Saxton, this image features Central High School in Philadelphia. It stands as a remarkable piece of American history, showing us one of the very first structures ever recorded on film in the entire country. Number 11. The first photograph of a real battle in action from 1870. While Carol Pop de Sainte-Marie was the first known war photographer, this specific image captures a live conflict. It shows a line of Prussian troops advancing, taken while the photographers stood right beside the French defensive soldiers, a raw and dangerous moment, frozen forever in the heat of war. Number 12. The very first photograph of our sun, captured in 1845. French physicists Louis Fizeau and Léon Foucault made history using the daguerreotype process to capture this blinding star. The image was taken with an exposure of just 1/60th of a second. If you look closely, you can actually see several sunspots scattered across the surface, a truly brilliant achievement. Number 13. The first known photograph of a tornado captured in 1884. As a slow-moving storm passed through Anderson County, amateur photographer A.A. Adams quickly set up his box camera. This pioneering image in meteorology is considered the ancestor of modern-day storm chasing, a terrifyingly beautiful moment caught just in time. Number 14. The first photograph of lightning captured in 1882. Photographer William Jennings achieved the impossible by freezing a bolt of electricity on film. His discovery proved that lightning was far more complex than people originally thought. Look closely at the branching patterns. This image changed our scientific understanding of storms forever. Number 15. The oldest surviving aerial photograph, showing the city of Boston from over 2,000 feet in the air. Captured by James Wallace Black and Samuel Archer King, this breathtaking view was taken from a hot air balloon. Sadly, the true first aerial photo ever taken by French photographer Nadar over Paris has been lost to time. This image remains our earliest glimpse of the world from the clouds. Number 16. The first photograph ever taken for news purposes from 1847. Although the photographer's name has been lost to time, his work remains eternal. Captured using the daguerreotype process, this image depicts a man being arrested in France. It marks the very beginning of photojournalism, proving that a single image could tell 1,000 stories. Number 17. The first photograph ever taken in Barcelona and the entire Iberian Peninsula in 1839. Captured from a rooftop in Pla de Palau during a public event, this image was later auctioned to raise funds, but then it vanished. To this day, no one knows if it still exists or who has owned this lost treasure for the past 175 years. Number 18. One of the earliest photographs of inanimate objects from 1840. Captured by an unknown photographer, this image features 3 leaves from 3 different types of plants. It represents the very beginning of still life photography, where pioneers experimented with light and shadow to record the delicate details of nature. Number 19. The first photograph of a U.S. president from 1843. John Quincy Adams holds the record as the earliest president to have his image recorded, though he was already out of office at the time. This daguerreotype was taken at his home in Massachusetts 14 years after his presidency. While a photo of William Henry Harrison was taken earlier in 1841, it has sadly been lost, making this stern gaze of Adams the oldest presidential portrait in existence. Number 20. The world's first color photograph, captured in 1861. Physicist James Clerk Maxwell developed the 3-color method, and Thomas Sutton was the one who finally pressed the shutter. The subject? A simple tartan ribbon. This single image proved that the world didn't have to be seen in black and white, opening a vibrant new chapter for humanity. Number 21. The first colored landscape to showcase the world in color was taken in 1877. Photographer Louis Arthur Ducos de Haran was a pioneer in color photography and was the mastermind behind the process that created this photo. The shot depicts southern France and is appropriately titled Landscape of Southern France. Number 22. Carl Sturmer was a young student of mathematics when he purchased his first hidden camera. It was so small that the lens fit through the buttonhole in his vest with a cord that led down to his pocket, allowing him to secretly snap away. He photographed over 500 secret images. Number 23. Latticed window at Lacock Abbey, August 1835. A positive from what may be the oldest existing camera negative. Number 24. Near the end of the 19th century, a photographer aimed to take the world's largest photo. The subject was the Alton Limited, a train known as the handsomest train in the world. To fulfill this extraordinary request, a massive camera was needed. Lawrence built a camera specifically for this, weighing 1,400 pounds and holding an 8 by 4.5 foot plate, finally capturing the Alton Limited in all its glory. Number 25. Johann Julius Friedrich Berkowski captured the very first photograph of a total solar eclipse on July 28, 1851. This historic image was created using the daguerreotype process. Number 26. This image from 1908 records the death of pilot Thomas Selfridge. The aircraft was an experimental design from the Aerial Experiment Association, a division of the U.S. Army. Orville Wright was also on board when the crash occurred. However, he survived. Number 27. The first photograph taken from space was captured by the V-2 rocket number 13, launched on October 24, 1946. The image depicts Earth in black and white from an altitude of 65 miles. The camera used to take this shot was a 35mm motion picture camera, capturing one frame every 1.5 seconds as the rocket soared straight up through the atmosphere. Number 28. The Great Sphinx was the first ancient archaeological site to be photographed in 1880. Number 29. The first photograph of people drinking and smoking captured in 1850. Number 30. Louis Dodier, a prisoner, was the first inmate to be photographed in 1847. Coming from a wealthy family in Paris, Baron Louis Adolphe Humbert de Mollard was one of the rich amateurs who brought their talent and passion to early photography. Number 31. In 1926, National Geographic photographer Charles Martin and botanist William Longley captured the first underwater color photograph. Taken off the Florida Keys, the image shows a hogfish. The duo achieved this pioneering shot by encasing a camera in waterproof housing and using a magnesium-powered flash. Number 32. An image of Earth was captured from the moon in all its glorious beauty on August 23, 1966. A lunar orbiter circling the moon took this shot and then sent it back to Robledo de Cherville in Spain. This was the spacecraft's 16th orbit around the moon. Number 33. The first photograph of animals captured at night by wildlife collector George Shiras around 1906. Number 34. The first image of the planet Mars was captured by the Viking 1 lander shortly after it touched down on the red planet. The photo was taken on July 20, 1976, as NASA completed its mission to collect high-resolution images of the planet's surface. These images were used to study the landscape and structure of Mars. Number 35. NASA photographers captured the first image of a rocket launch at Cape Canaveral in July 1950. The rocket being launched was named Bumper 2, a two-stage rocket consisting of a V2 and a WAC Corporal rocket. The image also clearly shows other photographers lined up and ready to capture this historic event. Number 36. Dating back to 1890, this is likely the first photograph ever taken of a surfer. The muscular Hawaiian man is captured wearing a traditional loincloth, standing in shallow water while holding his primitive board. The original owner and photographer remain unknown. Number 37. The first recorded flight of a pig in history took place in Kent on November 4, 1909. A British aristocratic pilot made flying pigs a reality by attaching a wicker basket to his Voisin biplane. On the basket, a handwritten sign read, "I am the first pig to fly." He then flew the bewildered pig for about 3.7 miles across the Isle of Sheppey. Number 38. John Plum Jr., a Welsh immigrant and one of the country's first famous professional photographers, captured this daguerreotype in January 1846. Number 39. The Kodak camera was the invention of American George Eastman. It was a simple, leather-wrapped wooden box, small and light enough to hold in one hand. Taking a photo was easy, just 3 steps. Turn the key, pull the string, and press the button. There was no viewfinder. The camera was simply pointed at the subject, producing round photographs 2.5 inches in diameter. Number 40. In late May and early June 1856, France witnessed a sudden and violent rise in major rivers. The Great Flood of 1856 is recorded as one of the largest floods in French history. Number 41. The very first photograph of pottery captured in 1855. Number 42. The first digital photo was taken sooner than you think, nearly 20 years before the first Kodak digital camera in 1957. This square image of Russell Kirsch's sun was captured. It was a digital scan from a film photo, creating a square image perfectly suited for an Instagram post. Number 43. In 1853, Solomon Nunez Carvalho used the daguerreotype technique to record the Cheyenne camp at Big Timbers. Although difficult to see, 2 Cheyenne people are standing to the left of the center. This first image of a Native American camp can be found at the Library of Congress. Number 44. Hiram Bingham III captured the first photo of Machu Picchu in 1912. Already known to local Peruvians, Bingham introduced this Inca city to the world after his visit in 1911. This photo was taken after the area was cleared of vegetation. With over 150 structures, it is hard to believe such a magnificent city was built without wheels or modern tools. Number 45. Photographer Edward Muybridge was hired to determine if all 4 of a horse's hooves leave the ground at the same time while running. Using dozens of cameras and a series of wires, he captured these images, proving that yes, a horse's hooves do leave the ground simultaneously. Number 46. This is believed to be the oldest known tornado photograph. It was taken 22 miles southwest of Howard, South Dakota on August 28, 1884. Number 47. This is the first photo ever uploaded to the internet in 1992. It features Les Horribles Cernets, a comedy band at the CERN laboratory. Captured by Silvano de Janeiro, it was a coincidence that Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web, was working on a version of the web that could finally handle images. Number 48. On June 11, 1997, Philippe Kahn took the first camera phone photo of his newborn daughter and transmitted it wirelessly to over 2,000 people. Since camera phones didn't exist, Kahn crudely built his own by combining a digital camera and a mobile phone to send photos in real time. Number 49. On July 16, 2010, Instagram co-founder Kevin Systrom posted the very first photo. It was uploaded using an app called Codename, which became Instagram 3 months later. Fittingly, the first photo was of Kevin Systrom's adorable dog sitting at a taco stand in Mexico. Number 50. On November 8, 2018, NASA's Parker Solar Probe captured a breakthrough image at a distance of 16.9 million miles from the Sun. This first photo from inside the Sun's corona is a massive leap in solar physics, helping us understand the gigantic star that powers our world. 50 images, nearly 200 years of history, from a simple window view in France to the scorching heat of our sun. These photographs prove that humanity's curiosity knows no bounds. They captured the first moments so we could remember them forever. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories from our past. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter of history.